Hey, 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 hey. Hey, everybody, it's Miss Tanya. How you doing? How you doing? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to everybody who is at the sound of my voice. And I hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good day. Trying to get myself together. I am having a good day, I have to tell you, but just a little busy. Sometimes I don't like to say that thing like, "Oh, I'm busy," because that sounds so, you know how it sounds. But it's my truth. It's my truth. I've had a lot going on. I literally just sat back down here. I had a morning where I was out in these streets doing some things because even though I do these podcasts and I love doing it, I still have a whole regular life just like you guys. And I got a lot going on, got some construction going on around the house. So got contractors around, had to make trips to Lowe's this morning. Lowe's was doing whatever it is that they were doing and taking a long time. So that kind of, it had me in a little funk. I almost thought I was gonna have to postpone the show because I'm watching my watch and I'm like, geez, I got things to do. I gotta get to the house, I gotta get the show set up. But I'm here. All right. I'm here. Today we're gonna be talking about people who out here still lying. They still lying. It's 2024. This is the year of reckoning, okay? People are out here and people are having to deal with their truths. They're having to deal with uh, how do I even say it? Like all of the BS that people have been getting away with, and we've been seeing it. 2024 is not letting that happen. They're like, listen, 2024 said the truth and the whole truth, nothing but the truth. You are guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. But guess what? Some of these people still out here lying. They still lying. And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about because not only are we seeing these things out here in this world, out here in these internet streets, we're watching a former president be um, convicted now. First, it was indicted, now convicted. 34 felonies. Count them. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, New York. New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can. Well, wait. There's about 34 things that you can't do in New York. And I think somebody just found out. We're going to talk about it. We got a whole lot to talk about before we get so deep in the conversation. You know what I like to do. You know what I like to do. We need to get in here. Let me find my clip. We need to get in here. We need to do a little bit of breath work. And I certainly need this breath work right now. I need to sit down. I need to center myself. I am sitting down, but I really need to center myself. And I'm going to do that through some breath work. Only going to take a little couple minutes. So you guys got that. Stay here and breathe with me. Breathe with me. Don't be so tempted to log off because you feel like, oh man, we're not going to do this breath work. Do it. It's for you. And this is for me. So let's get into it. And right after we finish this breath work, just a couple short minutes on the other side, we're going to get into this conversation. 2024 have a whole lot of truth that it's been introducing us to. Whole lot of people now here lying. Some of you still are, and some of you got family members who out here still lying. You see them, you know them. Your friends still out here still lying. But let's breathe first. Let's breathe. What I want you to do is inhale to the count of 4. And we're going to hold it for a few seconds. And then we're going to exhale. And we'll hold that for a few seconds. And we'll repeat that a few times. Now, you can close your eyes if you're in a place that you can do that. And I want you to do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're actually sitting at the desk. If you got your head pods on and you're taking a listen, we'll vibrate with us and listen. But if you can close your eyes, close your eyes. You want to take it a step further, put your hands over your heart and feel that you are alive. That's you. Let's get into it. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. One more time. Let's inhale. Hold it a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Didn't it feel great? Woo. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It feels real good. It feels good. It feels good to be alive. It feels good to just take time and intentionally breathe. It does. We do it without thinking. It's something that happens if you have the opportunity to do that, and not everyone does. There are people out here who are struggling. People out here who have breathing problems, who are suffering through different ailments, who are on breathing machines. So to intentionally focus on yourself and focus on your breath, be grateful. I certainly am. All right. All right, we got some people in the house who are coming on in. We are talking about people who are still lying when the truth is out. We see what is going on. Cat Williams told y'all 2024 there was a whole lot that was going to be going on. And it certainly is. And it hasn't slowed down yet. We are in the month of June. It's June 4th today. And so many things are continuing to happen. I'm getting ready to bring my girl into the conversation. Tori, how you feeling? How you feeling?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Listen, before we get into the conversation, listen, y'all, I ain't come on the camera today because I look a hot mess. But listen, before we get into the conversation, listen, how was your birthday yesterday?
Well, I had a very good day. Thank you for asking. And in fact, thank you everybody who took the time out to wish me a happy birthday, to get on there and press these keys, or if you were on your phone and you typed in happy birthday, I want to go ahead and thank you because you didn't have to do that. And your girl celebrated those double fives, double two nickels, they say.
That's
So
what's up.
I had a good day, had a really good day, spent it doing a whole lot of things. I didn't do one specific thing, but I did a
Mhm.
lot of things, but I enjoyed it. I spent time with my family, my daughter, my son, my mom. Um, I was doing some things. I got some work going on at the house. I got a contract out there building a deck. So just all of the things that I'm grateful to be able to do, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you
And
definitely deserve that. 5, 5, you definitely deserve that. That's what's up.
oh yeah, I am grateful. Tell these people, talk to these people coming on in here.
Yeah, I see Anthony in the building. You see his profile picture. He says 94 forever. On your birthday yesterday, we celebrated being out of high school for 30 years. So we celebrating being out of high school for 30 years on your birthday. We graduated 1994, June 3rd, 1994. So shouts out to the class of 94 of Mayo High School, the mighty Golden Bears. That's what's
All
up.
right. I'm not mad at y'all. I always like celebrating good things. I mean, speaking of you guys being out of school and celebrating a significant milestone,
Yeah.
but I also want to just go ahead and one more time, just for the record, shout out the celebration that we had over the weekend, the day before on June 2nd. We celebrated your son's graduation from high school. Listen, that was such a nice dinner. I had such a good time. I wanna tell you, thank you for inviting me there. I love celebrating good people, but it was awesome.
It was. You guys, y'all bless my soul. My son is still talking about. He was like, "You got me." He told much you did your thing with that. And he's like so appreciative, like the wisdom you guys imparted into him. He's just truly great. But he's still on cloud nine. You know that, right?
Wow, that's good. I'm happy because he's such a great kid. So it was a pleasure I feel like everybody who was there, the pleasure was definitely all of ours. All right, y'all, go ahead and comment where you're from. I see you coming on here. I see the eyeballs. Go ahead and let those likes and those hearts, match up with the people that I see are watching. Take just a moment to say that and let us know where you're from. We also got some more people in the comments up in the house. Who we got going on? What we got going on?
Jennifer, meeting council. I'm finally here. Welcome, 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 Jennifer. You just in time, girl. Just
All
in
right.
time.
All the way from Cali. We got another West Coast watcher in the house with us today. That's what's up.
And brother Fatim said, "Good afternoon, ladies. Come on, camera to Fatim, I got on no." And he said, "Happy birthday, my good sister Tonya Mormon."
Thank you.
Listen, Fatim, I
Thank
can't do the camera today now.
Mhm.
Kimberly, what's up, Kim? She said, "Come on, the West Coast, all up in here today." That's all right. West Coast, that's the
Oh,
West Side. Listen, they tell me the West Side is the best side. That's what they tell me.
that's what they say, but you know they listening to us East Coast riders right now.
Right. And Kim also says, "Happy birthday again, Tanya."
Thank you, Kimberly. You know, Kimberly has a birthday coming up in a couple of days.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, she's on the 6th. So what is that? Thursday?
Wait a minute.
I think it is Thursday. Let's
Yeah,
do some
yeah.
math.
Yes, Thursday. So happy early birthday, Kim.
Uh-oh, Jennifer over there on the West Coast, she said, come through class of 94.
Yes, that's what's up. Whoop
Yeah,
whoop.
Wilson High School, class of 1994. So let's come on in there for the Wilson Tigers, but we're going to celebrate the year with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Bridget from Florence, South Carolina, welcome, 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 welcome.
What's up, Bridget? Always love
Annie
Bridget.
McCall, Flow Time. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just wanted to say I always love when Bridget is in the house, representing.
Annie says, "I'm from Flow Town, South Carolina."
Right on, right on. One more thing about Bridget. Her son's birthday was yesterday. So
Oh,
happy
happy
birthday to
birthday.
him as well. A girl in the house.
Charlene, what's up, Charlene? Matter of fact, I'm gonna be with Charlene this weekend for the Daenerys and Blanc, the all white affair. That's coming up this Saturday. So I'm
That's
looking
this
forward to
Saturday?
that. Yeah. Well, it was originally made scheduled for May 18th, but we had to reschedule because the weather it was supposed to be bad. So June 8th is the new date, which is
Okay.
this Saturday. Yeah. Ashley's in the building, Florence, South Carolina.
What's up, Ashley? How you doing? How you doing, girl? I love it. We got people coming on in here. I see one of our favorite ladies in the house.
Yes. Hey, Miss Gloria. Gloria Anderson from Florence, South Carolina. Happy belated birthday, Gemini twin. Oh, happy belated birthday to you, Miss Gloria. That's what's up.
Miss Gloria, you better not say you got that celebrating the birthday the same day as me. Come on now. We
Yeah.
birthday twins. All
Yeah.
right,
That's
all
what's
right.
up.
Uh-oh, I made a little mistake. His birthday is today.
Oh, well, happy birthday. What's your son's name? So we can say his name. Tell us his name so we can say his name. Happy birthday to your son. And it's always great being in the building. Tell us his name so we can shout
Always.
him out.
But I also want to give but I also have we have another birthday twin, Miss Gloria. Her name is Peppy. So I want to say happy birthday to Peppy Thomas. We'll be celebrating her birthday this weekend. It's her 50th birthday. So
That's what's
welcome to the
up.
50 club. Welcome,
Yes.
welcome, welcome. But we got to get in this conversation, Tori. You see what's going on out in this world.
I'm looking at some of it.
Child,
I'm looking at some of the stuff that's going on. I try to lay low. I try to lay
child.
low.
We got to say it loud in these internet streets. Look at them.
Mm.
34 felonies.
Mm, mm,
Guilty,
mm.
guilty, guilty.
34.
34 of them. And that man's still out here telling lies. He's still out here, cannot face the truth.
Oh
But you
my
know what?
goodness.
He
Yeah.
is not alone. We know so
Mm.
many people like this. I mean, so I don't necessarily specifically feel like we need to talk about him, but if y'all got some comments and some things you want to say about this, because I know a lot of people didn't expect him to necessarily be convicted. We saw the indictments, but when you're so used to seeing a person get away with things,
Mhm.
particularly people in power and people in positions where uh, you just they get away with it. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, we get used to it.
Right,
I
right.
like what New York did. Did you hear me singing at the top of the show?
I did, I did. Heard you
Mhm.
and saw you.
Me, 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 me. Welcome to New York. Oh yeah. I said, come on, New York. Come on through for us. That concrete jungle where dreams are made of. They say
Right.
there's nothing you can't do.
Right. I wanted to live in New York at one point, but I was like, too fast for me. But at the time when I visited New York, I was a teenager and I just was so blown away by New York. I said, "Oh, I would love to live here." But mm-mm.
Girl, you would have. I loved it. I loved it, and I lived there in the '90s, and a lot of the truths that we are now seeing come out, the things that we are seeing that we see being revealed, I lived through
Mhm.
those. Like, a lot of those spaces and places, I was in a lot of those rooms, and, when I moved back to the South, I didn't talk about it because who am I gonna talk to that about? And telling those particular stories at that particular time didn't make a
Mhm.
whole lot of sense, but I think if people wanna, like, connect some dots, a whole lot of that stuff that I saw going on, it was crazy, but the beautiful thing for me is that when I got to New York and I saw all of these things happening, I'm like, you see these people, you revere them, you think they're good people, but you realize just because someone is an entertainer or they have money doesn't make them good people,
Mhm.
and, I realized that very, very quickly. And equally, I realized that I was raised because although I saw all of those things, I did not fall into any of the traps. So I'm grateful
Right.
for that. And I'm
Yeah.
also grateful for having been, quote unquote, rescued and saved from certain things that could have turned out drastically different for me as you see what happens to people in this industry. So, I don't take that for granted either. I had people who were watching my back, people who cared enough to warn me against certain people.
Mhm.
They told me the truth, and a lot of times, I'd meet people and they'd be like, "Oh, you're a martyr. You're different." The different thing for them was like they weren't gonna pull the wool over my eyes. Like I wouldn't just do anything. Like I wasn't. You couldn't. Um, entice me to do something for anything. I wasn't into the drug scene and this, that, and the other. You couldn't fool me. I wasn't taking the drinks. Like I say, I
You refuse.
realized
You
I
refuse to
was
sell your soul.
yeah, I did. I
Mhm.
refused to. So there was just things that I was not willing to do.
Right.
And I did not do them, and a lot of girls who, went up there, I had some friends up there, obviously, because I lived there many years, and don't get me wrong, it wasn't all bad. I loved and enjoyed my entire New York experience. I would not be the person I am today had I not lived that life, so I definitely got my bite out of the apple, but I just watch a lot of girls' dreams just they ended up on tables and end up abused and things of that nature. It was wild. It was wild.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
now people are seeing, but the truth is out here. So I feel it doesn't mean that people still aren't gonna try you, that these things don't have the opportunity to still happen, but at least we have those dream seekers, those young people who making decisions to go to New York or LA or Atlanta now, their eyes are wide open. They know some of the things to look for. You know what I'm saying? So I feel good about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the comments, Miss is that Sovereign? I forgot to put my
What, brah?
Sovereign RA tuned in.
Mhm. How you doing? Poet in the house.
Oh, that's what's up. And Miss April Davis, she said, in reference to Trump, he won't do any time. I'll wait to see what the sentencing will be. Now, the only comment I wanted to make on in regards to Trump is the fact that being a felon, how is it that you're still able to be in the highest office? That doesn't make sense. I mean, I need somebody to explain that to me. How are you still able to be the president if you are a convicted felon?
Girl.
I don't understand that. So if that's the case, then when you put in applications for jobs and applications for apartments and anything else you apply for, they actually need to take that question off of whether if you're a convicted felon, if you're able to be in the highest office of, the president, and you're
Right.
able to still run, they need to just take that out the application, don't you think?
I mean, you have a very valid point. And that thing we talked about, people who are powerful and in powerful positions, how they manipulate the law and find the
Mm.
loopholes, they're always gonna do that.
Right.
So, unfortunately, because it is not specifically written in the Constitution that you cannot be a convicted felon, well, they're gonna use that to their advantage. Now, here's the thing I like to say as well. Okay, well, he has the opportunity to be a candidate if you want to allow that. If you want to be
Mhm.
part of a party and have your candidate be a convicted felon, I mean, the indictments themselves were more than enough because he had over 80 of them. It just so happened that he happened to have gotten convicted of 34 right now, the ones in New York. But if that is who you want to represent you, it tells me a lot about you. It tells me a lot about your party. It tells me that you have an allegiance to something that is different, and I can't stand behind that, you know? So I don't even know if it doesn't even seem like it's about being a Republican anymore. I don't know what they are. They almost seem like a cult. Like, what is it? What kind of what does he have you under? Like, why are you throwing like all rational intellect out the window for this? There has to be a reason for this. I feel like people, particularly people who are thinking about not voting,
Mhm.
I think they really need to look at like, why are people so behind him? Why is it so important for them to get him in there? Well, because they have a plan. There's a plan. If you don't know anything about Project 2025, please take the time to Google that. Just get
Mhm.
a little bit of information. It's a lot of information, but just reading some of the introduction, just reading through some of the first pages is enough for you to see that, hey, we got to get ourselves together because
Mm.
they know what they want to do. And that's the reason for putting him in there. I feel like he gets to be their scapegoat. He gets to be the one who ushers all of this racism stuff in so that someone who quote unquote wants to uh, have some ounce of dignity or doesn't want to necessarily be represented as a flat out racist, you know, their face doesn't have to be tied to it. So they got theirs. And he's so ignorant and arrogant that he doesn't even realize that he's being a scapegoat, but they got a plan. And I don't know why people aren't looking at that. They are allowing him to be the face of that as an idiot, but this is what they really want because if it wasn't, why would they vote for him?
Right.
Because he
Right.
only gets to be a candidate. He will only become the president if he is voted in. So who are these
Mhm.
people who are voting?
Right. April says there is no rule that says a felon can't be the president. Okay.
Mhm.
And then April also says it was always understood that a felon would not run, but this is a new day.
Listen, I thought that a person who wasn't qualified wouldn't run. Well, he proved us wrong with that.
Mhm. Absolutely. And Brother Fateen says a guilty felony conviction doesn't prevent Trump from running for president. Under Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution, there are only three qualifications that need to be met for the office of the presidency. The person must be at least 35 years old, be a natural born citizen, and have lived in the United States for at least 14 years. It would be a different story if Trump were charged with crimes of insurrection under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. Such an offense would disqualify him from hold. Oh,
From
okay.
holding office. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We you know, like we say,
Wow.
they're going to, find the loopholes. That's what they're doing. Kimberly, we're
Mm.
talking about Project 2025. So I'll put up April's, comment here. She's answering, so you guys go ahead and, Google that, write that down, put that in your phone, put that in notes so that you can see what's going on and you can see what people do when they plan and you watch how they execute it.
Mm. What's up, Reggie? Reggie says these rules and laws are made lower classes, not for higher elites. Truth hurts. Poor classes don't pass or made laws or systems.
Yeah, we don't make the laws, but you sure do have an you have a vote, and
Mhm.
that's not the end all or be all, but it is a part of the system. So I want people to understand that it is important, and I feel like we say this every election cycle, but I feel
Mhm.
like this cycle, this particular cycle, is so very important. We cannot afford for this guy to get in office. We just can't.
Right.
We cannot. You gotta get out here and you gotta put people in office who are gonna do some things for us. And you might say, well, Biden isn't doing anything for us. Well, yes, he is. And you can't expect everything that you want to be, not all of the things that you want, but certainly some things that you want, you know? It's
Absolutely.
not just about you, it is about a greater good for the people, and I want like, I don't know if anybody in the comments, look at the things that he has done. I personally know I personally know over 10 people, I'm talking about personal people in my phone that I talk to who have, um, gotten Biden student loan forgiveness. People aren't even talking about that. That
Mhm.
was done under Biden's administration. People who
Mhm.
have been living under, student loan debt, I don't know how they feel about it, but I know they have to feel good to know like that debt has been forgiven. You have a burden lift off of you because any bill that can be taken off of my budget, I'm happy for.
Mm.
And people aren't talking about it. And that is something
Listen.
that should be discussed. I, say it loud, say it proud. Like, what? What are you ashamed? I don't know what that is because people need to know. You dig what I'm saying?
Listen. Listen, I am not ashamed at all. My loans were definitely forgiven under the Biden administration. Do you know how much of a burden that was released off of my shoulder? I'm like, I don't have to pay these thousands of dollars. What? I was elated. At first, I thought when I got the initial email, I was like, man, somebody who playing in my face? Who playing with me? So I went because mine was forgiven back in August of 2023. And when I got the first initial email, I thought, like I said, I thought it was a joke. So because I know the beginning of the August, I had, what my payments will resume because some of the payments I was one of the ones that payment, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people payment stopped because of the
We were doing
pandemic.
the core, yeah, COVID
Yeah.
era.
Yeah, so my payments were gonna resume on August the 25th, and when I checked my account on, August the 1st, I still had a outstanding balance, and then my payments, I was gonna like I said, we have to and by August the 15th, I got another email stating, "Your loans were forgiven." I was like, "Wait a minute, who playing?" So when I logged back into my account, I had a 0 balance. So y'all know
Right.
I did a praise break running all through the house, so I am grateful for that.
But what I'm saying is you don't hear a lot of people talking about
Oh,
that.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
A-
yeah. Oh,
a-
I got what you're saying, but I'm just saying me personally, Imma shout it loud and proud every chance I can get. Whenever you talk about it, yes, I would my loans were forgiven. Every time you talk about it, Imma let y'all know, yeah, my loans were forgiven.
Well, these need to be some of the same people who need to be out here promoting and help putting Biden back in office. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
Saying
yeah,
like, yes, he has done something. You're saying he
yeah,
hasn't done something? Well, guess what? He did something for me. He did something
yeah,
for my family. He took a bill off
yeah,
of my table. He took a burden off of my shoulders. These
yeah,
people need to say that.
yeah, absolutely,
There need to
absolutely.
be commercials about that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So, every time I hear people say he hasn't done anything, that's not true. He
Mm-mm,
has.
mm-mm.
So, talk about it. Make sure that you're promoting. Vote for this man.
Yeah,
Can we
I
can we do better? Yeah, but this season in this season, that's what we have, and this is what we need to work with, and this is what we need to do. We need to get that guy back in because you see what the other side is trying to do. They not for
right,
us. He not
right.
for us. These people lying in our face. They try to make us feel like, like anything that they want to do that they can just get away with it.
Mhm. Mhm. Hi, Kevin. Kevin says, "What's really bad is that some of US is out in front shucking and jiving for him, not realizing that laws put in place by that guy will affect them the most. Stuck on stupid."
Yeah, he's saying some of us out in front shucking and jiving.
Oh, okay. Some of it. Okay, that's what
Yeah,
you at. Yeah. Okay.
you know, he's
Yeah.
right. I mean, we've
Yeah.
got people like look at Tim Scott. A poor
Mhm.
I am so pissed off every time I think about Tim Scott is from South Carolina, from our state. That's a big shucker, a big jiver. You understand what I'm saying? A big idiot. I just
Mm.
cannot believe people are ignoring the truth. We got a
Mhm.
quote here. Let's put our quote up for the day because, the people
Quote of the day: the truth doesn't cost anything, but a lie could cost you everything. Let me read that again. The truth doesn't cost anything, but a lie could cost you everything.
It could. It
Yes,
could. But if you
indeed.
got people supporting you like some people we know, it
Mm-hmm.
might not cost you a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Right.
might not.
And April says, we all need to know what is going on with Project 2025. They're about to have us back in the fields picking cotton. They are stripping rights. We must vote for these local offices as well as they are just as important.
Ooh, she's right. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, you guys Google that because there's things that you need to read with your own eyes. There's information that you need to read. You
Mm-hmm.
need to, because a lot of this content where people are talking about it, they're being shadow banned. They don't want this information out here. Unfortunately, the wealthy, some of the same people who are on the other side, they own these platforms and these networks, and they do have a certain control. So sometimes we have to talk in a code, and the code is a code that you need to understand. Do your
Mm-hmm.
homework. When we tell you to do your homework, we telling you like you already on a computer, you already watching TikTok, this, that, and the other. Google some stuff that you need to know.
Right.
Inform yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Inform yourself. They've got AI here now, so it is picking up on words, and it is identifying certain topics that people are talking about, and people's content is being shadow banned.
Mm.
There's only
Yeah.
a certain message that is welcome to be pushed, whether you guys know that or not. So when you have people who are out here who are willing to talk and willing to tell you some things and willing to share certain parts of the truth, take that and go a little bit further and do your homework. Why Reggie in here laughing at Tim Scott?
Scott shaking my head. He said, "Oh God, Tim Scott." Kevin said, Kim
Mhm.
said, "Oh God, Tim Scott." And Kevin says, "Tim Scott will be Steven when it happens."
Let me tell you,
Mm,
ain't nobody
mm, mm.
idiot.
And Jennifer said, "Had to switch to YouTube. These folks expect me to work today."
Well, we want all our listeners to get the coin. Typically over
Yeah.
here on our side, East Coast, this is lunchtime, and we got a lot of people who are on their lunch break, and we just share that
Mhm.
hour together. We get in here, kind of decompress. We do a little breath work, have a little conversation. But if you got to get your coin, you better get your coin, because let me tell you something. There's this thing called replay. You can play that thing on your time.
Right, right. And what you miss, if you have to go, pick back up where you left off, because 'cause I've done that on occasion.
Exactly. I don't
Yeah.
know. Uh, Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Um, but then again, people out here lying. We know people out here lying. We strolling through these internet streets, even the people that we know.
Mhm.
What's going on with people when they know that we know the truth? What is their motivation?
I have no idea what motivates people to lie. And someone will look at you with the straightest face and still lie. And once I catch you in one lie, you do know I don't ever believe anything you say, right?
It too hard. It too hard to believe them.
What? Once I catch you in one lie, it's hard for me to believe anything else you say.
It's
Mm-mm.
Talk It Out Tuesday, y'all. We in the month of June. We halfway through the year.
Mhm.
2024 has shown you that, listen, we not gonna be
Mhm.
playing with y'all and all this foolishness. The truth is
Right.
gonna be revealed. But
Absolutely.
some of y'all still lying.
Yep. Still lying. Still lying. Stop
Tell the
all the
truth.
lies. Tell the truth. It's so
Tell the
easy to tell
truth.
the truth. Cause when you tell a lie, you gotta remember what you said. And listen, that's why let me tell you something. When we was Friday, this past weekend, when we gave Kadarius the surprise, y'all, I'm not good at lying. Kadesh was asking me so many doggone questions. I have found myself lying, stuttering, because I'm not a good liar. If I stop stuttering, if I start stuttering, you know I'm lying. He was asking all kind of questions because I was trying to keep it a surprise. I was like, he's like, what? I was like, huh? What? Kadesh, what you Man, I was lying so bad this weekend to keep that thing a surprise.
Well,
I was
see,
I was struggling.
in that particular situation, you were just, that was part of setting up the surprise. We're not gonna count that as a lie. We talk about these people who out here intentionally. Like, no, serious, there's a difference.
Yeah.
There are people who are intentionally
Yeah. Yeah.
misleading people for reasons that are just deceptive. They're being
Right.
deceptive, and for
Mhm.
selfish reasons. I don't You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
yours don't count.
Thank you.
Yours don't count. I like what Kimberly is saying here,
And Kimberly said, "At this point, I don't take liars personal. You are lying to yourself, not me." Right.
and she's right. She's
And
right.
then
We
yeah,
get we we
absolutely.
get we get to do that in our personal lives, and I wanna say something on that because, in raising kids, and if we can just remember being a teenager and being young, your job as kids, our jobs as kids, for the most part, is just to live life, have some fun, and stay out of trouble, right? So you
Right.
don't wanna get in trouble. So in not getting in trouble, a lot of times as a kid, you lying to your parents, and it's about small things. We're not talking about, some really bad things, but just little dumb lies, and a lot of the times your parents know. They know
Right.
you lying. But I
Mhm.
also remember telling this to my kids, both of them, and I'm like, "Listen, I know you're not telling the truth, okay? And here's what I want you to know. You think you lying to me right now, but what I want you to know is that you're lying to yourself. Don't even say anything right now because I already know that this is not true. And you know that this is not true. I said, this is going to affect you more than it is going to affect me. You got to learn at some point that you're not lying to people. You're lying to yourself. So, as they grew and, communication changes. Everything has to be age appropriate in terms of how you communicate with them. But I always did that. Because when your kids be lying about little dumb stuff, I don't have anything that I specifically remember because none of it was worth remembering. But I just remember at those times I wanted to teach them, like, hey, the only person and the person you should not lie to is yourself. Don't keep telling yourself that over and over and over, and you start believing your own lie. That's very
Right.
dangerous because
Very
I kn
dangerous.
I know people like that who have been telling that same lie over and over and over and over to the point that these moms believe that.
Right. Right. They really do. They
Yeah,
really do. And Reggie says one lie destroys 1,000 truths.
it can, and it has.
Mhm. Yes,
It can and it
absolutely.
it it can and it has, and I tell you something, there has been times where, I've just allowed people to believe lies. I've allowed people to lie on me because I felt like if the people who believe those lies, A, they don't really know me, and if they believe those lies, I don't care if they know me. So, there's that. You know what I'm saying? So certain things have to be worth fighting. And sometimes some of those little lies, they aren't worth it. And again, I know you've heard this before. The truth always comes to light. Have you heard
Yeah.
that?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So I believe that a lot of times. Sometimes I've suffered through some things because I felt like, hey, you know what? I don't have to defend myself in that. The truth will come to the light. And it did.
Right.
Now, it didn't come it didn't come when I wanted it to. It took a
Right.
long time. Sometime the truth would let me tell you something, the truth will take 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Look at Cassie.
Yeah.
Look how long her truth had to wait to come to light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look what she suffered through,
Yeah.
Look at
Absolutely.
things in respect to, Cosby case. Look how long some of those women's truth took to come to light,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And steady denying it. steady
Yeah.
denying it.
Yeah.
So those are just two big examples, that we can talk about. But again, this happens in your personal life. You know people like this. You know your uncle lying. Matter of fact, you might know your daddy lying, and your mama might be lying. We ain't making this a men's versus women thing, but you know somebody in your family, your sister lying, your
Yeah.
aunt, okay?
Mhm.
Your
Yeah.
nephew a little liar. Get him together. You understand? Pull his
Yeah.
coattails.
Yeah.
We gotta hold these people responsible. We do.
Right. Right.
Hey, because let me tell you something. We got 6 more truthful months in this year.
Mhm.
Don't let
Mhm.
that truth come slap you in your face. Y'all better start telling the truth, and you better start apologizing to some people.
Right. Absolutely. Reggie says ego, pride, and shame. Too shame to say, as old folks would say. LOL.
True.
Absolutely.
Shame, hey, well, it's a shame that you were shamed because what you did was wrong. So deal with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I see Cynthia's in the building. She said, "Hello, my beautiful sisters. What's up, Cynthia? What's up? What's up? What's up?"
Hey, lady, good to have you in here with us. We talking about the truth. We talking about lies. We talking about why people out here in 2024, when they saw all the way from the beginning of the year that these lies y'all telling ain't gonna be able to make it. These
Mhm.
lies can't make it through this year. Tori, what's up with this? What's up with these numbers? Is it the numbers?
I don't know.
Is it the two? Is it the zero? Is it the two or is it the four?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Or do we need to add them up together and figure out what's going on with that eight?
Yeah, we got to figure out what's going on. Yeah.
Anybody out here into numerology? What does the number eight stand for? Do we need to look that up? Do we
Number
need
8,
to? Yeah.
number 8 usually from my understanding, number 8 means new beginnings.
So that means it's a new beginning. We ain't gonna put up with these lies.
Yep, that's what it is. That's what it is.
I'm getting ready to look it up. Talk to the
Mhm.
people, Tori. Talk to the people.
Pull up Kevin's comment, and then Brother Fatin had a comment as well. I thought his
Okay.
comment was really good. Kevin says, because there's no consequences in lying, when Trump's spokeswoman Kellyanne Conway, when caught in a lie about what Trump's actions and misinformation, she said it's alternative facts. Alternative facts? What? And
Mm,
news outlets still allowed her to come on their airwaves and spew that nonsense. Spew that nonsense. Alternative facts. Oh, so that's what we call a line. Alternative facts? What?
child. You see how far people go with manipulation. Alternative
Alternative fact.
facts.
What? That's
Mm.
crazy.
Tori, I done looked up. I done Googled it. I done
Mm,
Googled it. Let me tell you what it says. It said, what does the number eight mean? It says, in angelic symbolism, the eight is a representation of justice, leadership, prosperity, balance,
mm,
but it also represents karma. In the case of 2024, will be a year in which we will reap the fruits of what we have sown. That
oh,
is, if you have sown effort, work, honesty,
mhm,
then you will reap success and abundance in that year. But if you've been out here causing havoc, let me tell
mhm.
you, let me read it to you one more time. The symbolism
Yeah.
of the eight is a representation of justice, leadership, prosperity, balance, but also represents karma. All right. I knew that eight had to have something in it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
And Miss McQuill is in the building. Oh, Brother Fatin, let me go back. Brother Fatin says President Biden is investing in Black entrepreneurship and helping to build generational wealth. Under his leadership, Black small businesses are experiencing historic growth. President Biden has helped create 15 million new jobs, and the Black unemployment rate dropped to a record breaking low. President Biden delivered on his promise to increase funding for HBCUs and has fought to forgive nearly 160 billion in student loan debt relief. President Biden expanded the child tax credit
Yeah.
and
And
I think
but
he ran out of space, but yeah.
yeah, there's only so many characters, but
Yeah.
but that exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
That's good
feel like
information.
this message needs to be out here. People need to be talking about it.
Mhm.
I feel like that message needs to be put out also by the Democratic Party. Like, why are they not tooting their own horn? Why are they not?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
And if they are sharing the information, if they are sharing the information, where are they sharing it?
Mhm.
Because if people know about everything else that's going on in these internet streets, why don't they know this? Why don't they know that black businesses are at a historical growth? Why don't they
Mhm.
know that? Why don't they know about 15 million new jobs? And why don't they know about the unemployment rate? These are
Yeah,
things that we need to know. HBCUs, over $160 billion in student loan relief. That's a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot. So for people to fix their mouths and say he's not doing anything or he's too old, let me tell you something. You don't want the alternative. You don't want the other side. I can
Definitely,
tell you that.
definitely don't. And Miss Paquilla's in the building. She said, "Smiling faces tell lies. I got proof. The mighty, mighty OJ's 1976. And 1976 was the year that I was born. We still singing that anthem. Listen, I remember, I love that song because there was a movie that I watched with, I think it's Shamar Moore was in that movie, and I think Neil Long. And that was one of my favorite songs by the OJ's. I can't.
Smiling in your face.
No, it's smiling. No, is it? Is there another one by Undisputed Truth too? 'Cause there's a smiling faces, show no traces of
Oh
the evil.
yeah.
Yeah, that's one too. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm thinking about two different ones, but yeah, them smiling faces, boy, they be lying,
Okay.
just
I
lying.
I don't went to the backstabbers. Forgive me. But if they lie, they'll stab you in the back.
You know it. All day, every day. And Kimberly says, I remember that whole alternative facts movement. It became a meme and a joke, but in real life, they was trying to justify lying. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
They've gotta
crazy.
find a way to make it look in fact, when you start saying, that a lie is an alternative fact, you a damn professional liar right there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
professional you ain't just a liar, you professional at your lying,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay? Alternative
Alternative
facts.
fact. That's crazy.
And people do
Wow.
that. People
Yeah.
do that.
Lord have mercy.
Alright?
Ooh-wee.
I know we had somebody up here a little bit earlier talking about, let me see if I can find it. We were talking about, yeah, we need people to pay attention to what's going on in the national and the presidential race, but you really need to be paying attention to what's going on locally.
Mhm.
And I don't know what's going on over in Darlington because you know you over in D town, but we've got a mayor race over here in Florence. And girl, I am getting so many messages until, to be honest, it's overwhelming. Questions, people wanted me to do something on this mayor race, like I have the answers, like I'm into politics, and I am not.
Right.
Well, I mean, I shouldn't say that I'm not into politics. I don't mean it quite that way. Like, I'm not a person who is within the mix of them, but I am very aware of what's going on politically. And I do think that you do need to know what's going on politically, but people are looking for answers. And there's just a whole lot going on. So at some point, I am going to, a little later this week, or maybe, yeah, a little later this week, maybe on Thursday or Friday, maybe even on the weekend. I'm not sure. I've got to carve out a time, but I am going to allow everybody who's got questions, everybody to ask them, whoever wants to come on and represent, or anybody who has some information to share, because it's crazy. I've got people who don't even live in Florence who are calling me like, Tanya, what the hell going on with y'all mayor race? Like, we looking like some kind of laughing stock almost. It's almost, I don't even know how to explain it because I'm from a small town. This is a small town. I know all of the players, you know? I happen to
Yeah.
live in the county, so honestly, I have no horse in the race. I live in the county, but I have to depend on people who live within the city limits, whoever they vote and put in office as a person who lives in the county, I gotta live with that, you know? So,
Yeah,
in a large way, if people wanna talk about it, we're gonna talk about it. I gotta figure that day out, but I'll let you guys know who are listening right now, anybody who wants to talk, because the answers aren't out here. Now, this evening, there is going to be a debate. The League of, Women Voters are having a debate. I should have pulled the, flyer. I should have pulled a flyer. What I need you guys to do locally, because my show is not just, this podcast is not just locally. As you see, we've got people from so many places, ATL, uh, West Coast, we got people in California. So when I talk about things that are so local, um I've got people who are not necessarily interested in our local politics, so that's why I say I've gotta do something special for you guys. So I will do that. You guys go ahead and do your little bit of homework. Look it up. There is a debate this evening. It is Tuesday, June 4th. It's at 6:30. It'll be downtown at the Francis Marion Center. So look that up. Look it up. League of Women Voters, and go and find out. Ask the candidates will be there. Ask them the questions that you wanna ask them, because you're asking me. I can't give you those answers. I
right,
can't, but I
right,
can give you an opportunity to ask. I can give anybody who, any candidate an opportunity to speak. I can give anybody who is just community involved and anybody who has any knowledge to speak. So we can do that. I can find out, like, I might just do something like, well, what the people think. 'Cause
right.
you guys got a lot going on. You heard anything about it?
Bits and pieces of I don't know the full story, but we're talking about what's going on in Florence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
heard, yeah,
I don't understand. Like, I
yeah,
gotta tell you, like, I don't get it. Like I
yeah,
said, I know the 2 I know the mayor. I like our
yeah,
mayor. I
yeah,
know Peaches, who is a part of council. I like Peaches, and she's running for mayor. I have no personal issues with either one of them. I don't know what is going on. I don't even know if they have personal issues. But to me, if we're going to think about this thing in a rational way, I don't know. I don't think that any answers are being given, and it does look a little interesting. So like I said, I can't get into it a whole lot on this particular show, but I'll pull some of the things that I have been receiving, some of the messages that I have been receiving. The people want to know, so we'll have something for the people. Um, what else we got going on in the comments here?
Miss Bequilla, said they will stab you in the back while looking in your face. It is called crook. Know your tribe. You have to stay on it. What you talking about? Look you
Hmm.
dead in your eye and line.
Hmm.
Dead in your
Right.
eye. Stabbing you the whole time. And
Yeah.
Miss Bequilla also says it is what Stacey Abrams experienced when she was running for governor. I remember that. I
Hmm.
remember that. And then Ms. Piquilla also says it is a forum, not a debate tonight by League of Women Voters.
Okay.
The forum. Okay, it's a forum. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
clarifying.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, well, there will be a forum tonight, so but I am aware that the candidates will be there, so that's great.
Yeah,
So I always tell people, ask questions, and then
yeah,
look around you. What is going on around you?
right,
When you
right.
have people who are representing your city, who are representing your district, you ask yourself, okay, well, has this person been in position? Have they ruined my city? And if you can answer no, then I think you realize you don't have a problem with that person. If the person who is representing a specific district, if they haven't destroyed your district or ruined anything for your district, then I think you can say, well, this person has been good for my district, or what have they done for my district? But as it relates to mayor and council people, they're so very closely related. They all have that one particular vote. So whether you are a council member or whether you are the mayor, you have the same vote. And it's not like the mayor has so much power that the mayor just strongholds and can do whatever they want for the city. They all have to agree. So
Absolutely.
the whatever this little tizzy that's going on with the council, it is very interesting, and to me, it almost makes me question, and I'm getting a lot of this. It just makes me question, well, is the problem the mayor or is the problem the council? Because I hadn't
Mm,
heard anyone have a problem with the mayor. I
yeah.
haven't. I just have to share my truth. What is the deal? Because those are questions that I think you guys need to ask. That's the only thing that I can give to you. Because certainly if something's going on in my district and in my county, I know, like, I know my councilman. The councilman over my district is Al Bradley. And anything that I know that I can ask him. And I feel like whatever district you're in, you need to be able to do that too. Ask those questions. I don't have the answers for you, but I'm going to provide. I don't know what date yet. I don't know what day. Between now and the weekend, we're going to do that. And you just got to figure this thing out for yourself. But ask yourself some very rational questions. Don't just go by what people are saying or spread false news or whatever the case may be. Think for yourself. Ask
Right.
yourself questions. Look at your district. Look at your neighborhood. Look at your city.
Yeah.
Do that. Because the same thing, and to tell you the truth, the same thing is going on nationally. How people are saying Biden hasn't done anything, but we know that he's done some things, and we know that he has the power to do certain things. But if he doesn't get any cooperation, his hands are going to be held a little bit too. Because they did strike down his original student loan. He had a different plan that he wanted to do, and that was struck down because it's not like these people are rulers and they can just do whatever they want. It's a body. It's a body of governing people who have to come to decisions. They all have votes, and it has to be a majority. That happens in presidential races, and that certainly happens with council, and that certainly happens with mayors. So you guys don't be misled. Be a little bit more thoughtful. Take a little bit more time and rationally think about what you're hearing. Rationally think about what you're seeing. Make informed decisions. This thing is not hard. It really isn't hard. Um, so there's that. All right. We've got Mina here.
Amina, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Just that quick, I was listening to you talk, right?
Mhm.
I closed my eye. Tell me why I dozed off just now.
Well, first of all, I wish you hadn't told me that.
I
How
dozed
you
off.
think that sound?
Ooh, I dozed off for a minute. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
How
closed
you
my
gon'
eyes.
Lord, you know
Cause I
what?
thought I was like, wonder how long that comment was up there. I don't have no open my eyes. What's up, Amina? What's up, Amina? Y'all ain't heard that. Anyway, hey Amina. She said, hey y'all, I'm gonna catch the replay. I was at the youth mentoring for life today. Yeah,
Oh, great, 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 great.
that's
We
good stuff right there.
we gotta have people out here who are not only for the community, but definitely for the youth because they are the future, and we've got to show them the way.
Absolutely,
We have to.
absolutely.
We gonna
But
go
I was
ahead.
trying, but I was trying. Listen, before you start fussing, listen. I was thinking when you were talking, I was trying to figure out when it came to what's going on in Florence. I'm like, that's gonna like split the votes, and I
That's
just,
okay, and that's a lot of what I'm getting. People are like,
yeah,
"Well, isn't that gonna split the vote? Like, what does that do?" I'm like,
yeah,
"Well, you guys gotta tell me that. This is your race. You tell
mm,
me."
yeah, yeah. I'm like, what? I don't know. Yeah. I was confused, but I said, "Listen, I'm not in Florence with the confusion. Let me stay my tail in Darlington and mind my business and drink my water."
And that's what some people are doing. That is
Oh
exactly
goodness.
what some people are doing.
And Kevin says, "Well, Tanya, actually, you do have that relaxing, soothing voice." And that's right, Kevin. That's what it is. Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin,
Thank you. That's what it was.
do
Her voice
not
is really soothing.
do not give her an out. Do not give her an out. She did not need that, Kevin. She don't need backup. She just got an alternative fact just now.
Thank you, Kevin. Good looking out. Listen, Tanya, listen, I told you, like, that's what everybody say when they listen to the podcast. They say, Tanya's voice is so soothing. I say,
Ah,
ain't
listen.
it? And then
Mm-mm.
the ones that were able to meet you this past weekend for my son's celebration, they said, Tanya's so cool. She's just laid back. I like her. She's dope. I say, and it's
Oh man, y'all trying to butter me up. Let me let y'all know what's going on in these internet streets. There's some things going on locally in the internet streets. If you guys want to share and let me know, you know, you got to go ahead and get it to me. But first off, let me go ahead and let you know that on Wednesdays going on local. It is the Network After Work on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. happening in Florence, South Carolina at the Epic Center. So it is a Network After Work professional networking mixer that's held at the Epic Center right here in Florence. That's at 260 West Palmetto Street and is typically from 6 to 9. So if you get an opportunity, you want to mix and mingle with some professionals who are in the area, well, then that's where you need to be. Also happening, going on local is Community Garden Wednesdays. So that will be on tomorrow, June 5th, also on Wednesday, June 12th, and on the 26th in Mullen, South Carolina, with Pick 42 Foundation. And this is a really, really, really good program. I love seeing this type of things happening in communities. So you can join them. They're going to share food and it's community. So you'll be able to pick some of those things up. So Community Garden Wednesdays happening in Mullins. So it's at 114 Broad Street and MacArthur Street behind the old National Garden. And that will be from 4 to 5. All right.
right. That's
So
awesome.
if you guys got any events or anything that is coming up that you want to share and it is for community, well, we want to make sure that we help you get the message out there. So anything that you have coming up, let the good people know. You can advertise your promo flyers. Make sure you email that to misstanyatv@gmail.com.
Absolutely. And I see there are a couple comments. Amina has a comment. She says Juneteenth at Mills Manor on June the 15th. And Amina, get that. If you have a flyer for that event, get that flyer to Tanya so we can definitely promote that. Definitely.
All right, all right.
And I was laughing at the other comments with Kevin. He said, I'm just saying. And then Roberta says she all right. Roberta.
First of all, I don't even know why Roberta is on my page. Let me take this comment down. You need to find something else to do. It's a whole there are millions of podcasts out here, and I'm sure you can find something and somebody else to listen
Oh
to.
my goodness.
Okay? Okay,
Roberta.
Roberta?
And look at Kevin. He said, I was standing up, but I ended up laying across the bed.
Kevin, you know what? Kevin, I really appreciate your engagement. I really do. And you really gave some really thoughtful comments in the beginning
Okay.
of this podcast. And I'm gonna be honest, because we were talking about truth.
Yes.
I said, you know
Yes.
what? I like Kevin. You know, this brother's engaging. He's being thoughtful with his comments. But right now, you know, I'm feeling like I need to take his comment down. Mhm.
And Reggie says, I don't know about Florence messy politics, but will the truth of the situation come forth before the elections get here? Elections there, that will help. And then there's another comment, a couple more comments after that, but you probably won't show them. Kevin says, love you, Tanya. You
Thank you,
missed
Kevin.
something, ain't it?
No, I did not miss Roberta's comment. I skipped it.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Listen.
Mhm. That was her comment. Did you see that flash?
Oh, goodness.
All right, y'all.
Oh, my
All
goodness.
right, y'all. 2024 has come in here. Told you need to tell the truth.
Yes, tell the truth and pay attention. And just like I can't recall. Let me see if I can find the comment. It was what was her name? let's see. April Davis. Just like April said, make sure you vote in these local elections because
Right.
I think in Darlington there are for the signs that I saw that they have a I think solicitor, the sheriff
Mhm.
Hudson is running for sheriff again,
Yeah. You guys
and
got a good sheriff over there.
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
shout
yeah.
out to Mr. Hudson. He's amazing. He's the truth. So definitely you guys get out and vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but make sure you get out and vote.
Mhm.
These local elections are very, very important.
They are. They make a difference.
Man, where did the time go? We done been over an hour. What?
Yeah.
And y'all like be out here, those that out here telling lies. Stop lying. Just tell the truth, okay? Just
That's
tell the
all.
truth. It's
That's
so
all you
much
gotta
easier
do.
to tell the truth.
Mhm.
So, and let me tell you something. If you talking to me and I know you lying and I don't respond and I just walk away from you, it's because I know you lying to me.
Hmm.
So stop lying. And if you
Alright.
on the phone, and if you on my phone and I know you lying, don't be surprised if you talk to DT, which is the dial tone. Because I was slip and hang up the phone.
Oh my goodness. Alright, y'all. Stop it with them lies.
All right, y'all. We out. Thank you guys for everybody that's stopping in as you do every week. With you, there is no us. So make sure you also subscribe to Miss Tanya TV on YouTube and also keep the faith with Tori on YouTube. You guys show us so much love on Facebook. Show us some love on the tube as well. All right. Peace out, y'all. I love you, and we'll be back at it again next Tuesday. Peace.
All right, all right. You heard Tori. Go ahead and make sure that you hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see how many people we can get on that YouTube site. I see a lot of people who participated today. Thank you guys. It's important. We have these conversations. We can bounce around, and that's what I like. We can bounce around from subject to subject. You guys can connect with each other, talk to each other, and let each other know what's going on. That's what conversation is about, right? So get on back to work. I don't want nobody to lose that coin. Don't do that because, hey, grocery costs too much right now. And that is the truth. Go ahead. Let's get on out of here. Let's do a little bit of breath work. Let's do some breath work. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. And hold that a few seconds. Inhale one more time. Hold a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. And don't you feel great? I feel great. I appreciate you guys. And if nobody gave you a smile today, if nobody smiled today, you just close your eyes and give yourself a big smile and see how that feels for you. Right? Y'all be great out here. That's what we do. One love, y'all.